Jade Phoenix, Joe, you've had quite a bit to do with this horse. Are you happy with the way that he's going?
Very, very much. I think last time having the blinker for the first time, he traveled keener than we thought he would. So we're gonna try to manage it a little bit better this time. He's a horse that has got ability, has got potential. He hasn't been able to put it all together up until now, but everything that he has had as experienced races and barrier trials should bring him to a different level now. And if he brings his very best and put things into place, I believe he's a winning chance.
Just looking at his last run, you and the horse next to you looked like you got fairly tight for room. Did that impact upon the result or your ability to ride out the horse?
He was hanging a little bit and making it a bit difficult for me to get the best out of him. I wouldn't say that changed the result of the race, but there might be doubts about it from somebody else, not from me. What I can say is he's going to that race, the coming race, with a little bit of more knowledge of what race is about, and I think that's a positive thing. Sometimes facing narrow gaps, tightening and contacts, I think sometimes those things just toughen them up, which can be this case.
JUNEAU Park, talk us through that last start win with him.
Obviously, he had a good gate and he had a beautiful run through. The horse that runs second to him has made it very tough to him. Seems a very nice horse as well. And obviously winning by nose is better than anything else, you know. That probably helps him on rating-wise. If he has won easier, he wouldn't be in the class still. And obviously I'm excited and looking forward to ride him once again.
He looks like a big, strong horse. What's he like to ride?
Not an easy horse to ride because he's bit too big, I would say, but at the same time he does use all his strength to run. He's a horse that is far off of being at his very top, and that indicates that whatever he does this time for the future, he's a very nice horse to be probably winning in higher classes.
Yesterday morning at the barrier trials, Joe, you rode Hot King Prawn and Waikuku as we get ready for the big races next month. How did they feel?
They felt great. Waikuku has had a little bit more than what he had on the previous trial. I allow him to run along a little bit. Obviously, I stay wide to just make sure that he doesn't get kicked back and go home with sore eyes. He felt great when he pulled up. Obviously, he's a very nice horse. What he's done this season has been very good, and I'm extremely excited to be riding him. Looking forward to his next race.
And what about Hot King Prawn?
He also traveled very well. His showy speed, he seems a little bit more relaxed than he used to be. But at the same time, he seems very healthy, going very well, and he's no doubt another one that I'm looking forward to ride.
Chad Waugh of Carriage, you rode him at his first couple of starts. You'd be happy to be jumping back aboard on the weekend, the way that he's going?
Yeah, certainly. He's a horse I've been riding since he started galloping in Hong Kong. I rode him early on, and then fortunately I missed his win due to suspension. And last time I missed his run because of the weight, but I hopped back on him now, and he's going really well. He's a horse on the up. He's drawn a good gait with the light weight, so I'm expecting a good run.
Since his last run, you've been riding him at a lot of his work. How's he felt in the mornings?
Yeah, really good. He's a lovely horse. He's a nice, big, strong, physical animal, and I just think he's going to keep improving. What's
he like, as you say, an improving type at this stage of his career, given that he's only a 3-year-old?
Yeah, he's still very young. He's quite immature still, but he's got a good racing brain. He jumps quickly. He makes his own luck and races up on the pace. And like I said, with the light weight and good draw, it's a good recipe.
Zach Band of brothers, you've got a good record on this horse. What's the key to getting him to perform on the day?
I just got on him at the right time early in his career when he had a lot of points in hand, and he come through the grades quite nicely, and to be honest, I thought he was probably going to go a bit higher in the ratings. He's reached a mark and plateaued out quicker than I thought he would. But he's back down into a grade now with the extended rating band where he should be competitive again.
How was the trial that you rode him in?
I thought the trial was decent enough. He worked the line nice, pulled up a little bit scratchy. So I asked Paul just to keep an eye on him this week, and obviously he's in the race. He's
drawn a good gait. He looks a fairly genuine type of horse. Are you confident heading into the event?
Well, he hasn't let me down. He's always delivered when I've ridden him, and like you said, he's drawn a good gait, so he'll get a good run, and I have no doubt that he'll be one of the horses to beat.
After Wednesday night, you're in front in the jockey's title. There's obviously a long way to go between now and the end of the season, but this stage of things, do you feel like you've got the momentum?
Well, it's easy to say that at the moment because I've come from a few winners behind him, and now we're around about the same mark. So it appears as if the momentum is probably with me. But I did see Joe's interview the other day, and he says he's got lots of bullets. So I've always got to be wary of the support that he's going to get.
Zach, perfect match. You jump back on board. He's had a bit of a freshen up. What are your thoughts heading into the race?
Well, he's an honest horse. He always gives his best. He goes well when he's fresh. He ran very well at this course and distance earlier in the season. Travelled 4 wide, no cover, and looks like that might be the same again this weekend. So he's going to need to be at his best. There's a lot of pressure in the race, and it's a bad gate. We're going to need some luck.
What was your take on the trial that you rode him in?
His trial was good. His horse that always wants to please, and he did that.
And just, you rode him last season. This is the first time you're jumping on board this season. From 3 to 4, has he improved the way that you thought he would back last season?
He was very raw last season. There wasn't a lot of him. He's filled out into his frame a little bit better, even though he's still quite a lightly framed horse, but he has developed. Mentally, he's got a lot more confident. He was a horse there at one stage that was quite timid around other runners, but he's learned to accept that. And I'm sure that's helped him.
And the other horse in the race I wanted to ask you about, Transcendent. What did you make of his first up win for you that day?
Yeah, it was good. He did what I thought he was going to do. He'd been trialling well. He was giving me a good feel. And it was an awkward gate. I had to go a long way back. He sprinted through nicely, and I thought when he got to the front he switched off. So there's a little bit more there, and there's no doubt he's up to this grade.
Was it your choice though to go with Perfect Match here?
I had the booking on Perfect Match quite a way out. With these Class 2 and Class 1 races, there are normally only 1 or 2 of them available every month, and the trainers are quick to look ahead, and Perfect Match was booked quite a way out.